Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jai Guru Dev, Jai Jai Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jai Guru Dev, Jai Guru Dev, Hari Om, Hari Om. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Parivajikacharya. Iskon founder Acharya Jagat Guru Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Parivajikacharya. Astutarasi. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati
Sri Goswami ki jai.
Anant Guru Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Name Prabhu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Angan Yatra ki jai.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna
Gop
Gopal
Gopi
Radha Giri Garodhan ki jai.
jai.
Lavandam ki jai.
Jai.
Guradam ki jai.
Jai.
Navadvip Maya Kurudam
Ki
ki jai.
jai.
Jagannath Puridam ki jai.
Jai.
Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki jai. Jamuna Maya ki jai. Ganges Maya ki jai.
Jai.
Ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakti ki jai.
Jai.
की जय भक्ति
Jai.
देवी के सामने भक्त वृंद की जय
Jai.
गौर प्रेमानंदे
Hari Hari Bol.
assemble devotees, all glories assemble devotees, all glories assemble devotees, all glory to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Gaur Narayanam Namaskrityam Vanarutamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatujayam Udirayet Nashtapraisha Padresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sudate Bhakti Bhavati Nastiki Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya Om Agyana Timirandasya Dhyanandana Salakaya Chakshuram Maritam Jena Vaisnai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stavitam Jena Bhutale Brahmayan Tadati Swadam Pitam Vandeham Shri Gurun Sri Taparakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakham Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Sade Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavana Sute Devi Kunamane Hari Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Jayapataka Patitanam Pavanam Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivas Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 31. The movement of the living entities. Text 42. Tam Admano Vijaniyat Patya Patya Grihat Makam Jayapasaditam Brityum Brigayurgayanam Jata Tam Admano Vijaniyat Patya Patya Grihat Makam Jayapasaditam Brityum Brigayurgayanam Jata Tam Admano Vijaniyat Patya Patya Grihat Makam Jayapasaditam Brityum Brigayurgayanam Data. Tam, the Lord Maya, Admanaha of herself, Vijaniyat, she should know, Pati, husband, Apatya, children, Griha, house, Admakam, consisting of Daiva, by the authority of the Lord, Upasaditam, brought about, Mritum, death, Mrigayo, of the hunter, Gayanam, the singing, Jata, us. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, HG Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A woman, therefore, should consider her husband, her house, and her children to be the arrangement of the external energy of the Lord for her death, just as the sweet singing of the hunter is there for the deer. Support. In these instructions of Lord Kapil Dev, it is explained that not only is woman the gateway to hell for man, but man is also the gateway to hell for woman. It is a question of attachment. A man becomes attached to a woman because of her service, her beauty, and many other assets. And similarly, a woman becomes attached to a man for his giving her a nice place to live, ornaments, dress, and children. It is a question of attachment for one another. As long as either is attached to the other for straight material enjoyment, a woman is dangerous for the man, and the man is also dangerous for the woman. But if the attachment is transferred to Krishna, both of them become Krishna conscious. And then marriage is very nice. Larupa Goswami therefore recommends. Ana sakta shadishayam yataramu payundataha niribonda Krishna sambandhe yuktum vairagam uchate. Man and woman should live together as householders in relationship with Krishna, only for the purpose of discharging duties in the service of Krishna. Engage the children, engage the wife, and engage the husband, all in Krishna conscious duties. And then all these bodily or material attachments will disappear. Since the divine medium is Krishna, the conscious since the divine medium is Krishna, a consciousness is pure. And there is no possibility of degradation at any time. That is the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport to text 42 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 31, entitled The Movement of the Living Entities.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Maharaj, can you be a little near to the mic, please? Your voice is slow, so.
Hare Krishna, is it
Hare
better?
Krishna. Yes, Maharaj. Very good. Thank you, Maharaj. Very sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's better. Okay, we have this beautiful verse before us. Sukakara Krishna Prabhu had been very ecstatic. He wants to hear about this verse. A woman, therefore, should consider her husband, her house, and her children to be the arrangement of the external energy of the Lord for her death, just as the sweet singing of the hunter is death for the deer. The example is given here, and that is of a deer and a hunter. How does a hunter easily capture the deer? Is by playing a very sweet music. When the deer hears the sweet music which the hunter is playing, the deer becomes completely absorbed in the sweet singing of that hunter. But the deer does not know that absorption in the music coming from the hunter is death for him. The deer does not know that. Similarly, when a man or a woman becomes absorbed in the sweet dealings of the husband and wife or the children, it is very, very dangerous for progress in Krishna consciousness because in the middle of this absorption in the demands of this body or the pleasure of this body, we forget how time is passing. We don't know that the time is passing. We can understand it by this example. From experience, we know that when one is enjoying his or her life, time passes very, very, very fast. When one is suffering, the time is very, very, very slow. The time is very slow when one is suffering. Very slow, because you keep looking at the time. So the time does not move. But when one is enjoying, like on our birthdays, we have good friends around us speaking about our good relationship, our good deed. In the middle of that celebration, we don't want the day to end. But you will notice that the day ends very, very fast. Very, very fast, because we are busy. So we say time is relative, because the time is short for a person who is enjoying, and is very, very long for a person who is suffering. So when the living entity is absorbed in the pleasure that we get from this body, or the extension of this body, especially a beautiful and sweet and dealings we get from the wife, delicious cooking, sweet speaking, good manner, good behavior. When a man is outside getting all kinds of disturbances from the workplace, the colleagues, or whatever, when one comes to the house, the woman's duty is to relieve the husband from the tension he gets from outside by sweet words, sweet dealings, pacifying the husband, good prasadam. The man will forget it, finding the husband and is eating. The man will forget the experience, the bitter experience he has had from outside, forgetting that it is temporary. Because tomorrow he is going to go back outside for the same thing and experience the same difficulty. But when he comes back home, he's going to get pacified by the sweet dealings of the wife and the dealings of the children. Of course, in Kali Yuga, we are blessed to have a bad children who are not behaving well. We have bad children like Maharaja Anga. The fourth canto of Bhagavatam, Maharaja Anga left his kingdom because of his son, King Vena, who is very, very cruel, very, very dangerous, so dangerous. Any child that plays with him will be dead. Any child that plays with King Vena will be dead. And his father, King Anga, a righteous, religious person, tried in so many ways to rectify him. He couldn't. In act of anger and frustration, he left the kingdom and went to the forest to practice Krishna consciousness, which became a concern or question from Maharaj Parikshit. And Sukadeva Goswami had to narrate a beautiful story or explanation about the deadly behavior of King Vena. But in our own situation, we may not have such a demonic child like King Vena. So we may not have the same situation, but we have it in another way. That we also have a good husband, which is also not happening these days. Very rare to find a good husband who treat the wife with respect, who care for the wife. The dealing of the husband is with affection. that the husband has affection for the wife, is taking care and treating her in such a way that she feels a sense of belonging and feels at home and feel content that yes, she's very, very fortunate to have a good husband. This is very difficult to have a good husband and also have a very submissive and loyal wife or good Krishna consort children. So our own situation is mixed, but Kapil Muni letting us understand that material energy perfectly make arrangement for conditioned souls to remain bound up. This is arrangement of Maya, that she's very, very experienced in making arrangement to bind us to this material existence through the sweet dealings of the wife, the husband, and the children. So Kapil Muni said that we should consider, we should try to understand. Tam abano vijaniyat patya patya grihad makam. We should understand, we should know vijaniyat. We should know that the pleasure we get in household ashram, the bodily pleasure we get in household ashram is a death trap set by Maya. A death trap. The pleasure which we are getting in the household ashram is a death trap. Bijaniyat, we should know it clearly that the pleasure, the bodily pleasure we get in household ashram is a death trap set by illusory energy of Krishna to keep us bound up. The three modes of material nature. We are chained to material existence through the pleasure of the senses. The pleasure of the senses is a death trap of Maya. It is not enjoyment. It is foolishness for anyone to think that the pleasure of the body is enjoyment. That is illusion. It's a big illusion. It is not enjoyment, because matter cannot enjoy matter. Matter cannot enjoy matter. If you keep two dead bodies, will they enjoy? Two dead bodies. I mean, beautiful and costly ornaments. Will the two dead bodies enjoy anything? No. So it is not enjoyment as we think, but it is a trap. Why is it a trap? Because when one is absorbed in this so-called pleasure of the body, one forgets. So Prabhupada constantly throughout his purport uses the word sense gratification. Sense gratification. Why? Sense gratification is so dangerous that it takes our self-interest. Sense gratification takes away our self-interest. We forget our self-interest. We don't remember our self-interest. We don't understand the purpose of having a human form of life. Sense gratification is so dangerous that it takes away our interest, while one is implicated in the so-called pleasure of this body. Example is given that in the desert, a drop of water is water, but a drop of water would not quench our thirst. It will not quench our thirst because it is not sufficient for amount of water we need for putting off the taste which we have. One cannot say that I have not taken water. Yes, we have taken water, but what is the quantity of the water? It is very, very significant. A drop of water or a poundful of water cannot quench our thirst. We need a large quantity of water to put off our taste, to give us the satisfaction that we need. So our situation in the material world, the sense gratification which we get from the body is like a drop of water we get in the desert. It does not satisfy us. Similarly, one who thinks that we can squeeze out enjoyment from this dead body, it's an illusion. That is what Kapil Muni is instructing us here. He's taking interest in our life, trying to teach us a lesson. There is very beautiful story of a man who is on the tree. Under the tree is a tiger. The tiger is under the tree, and on top, above his head, is a very precious alligator. Alligator is on top, and the food is a human. The tiger is waiting at the bottom of the tree, waiting for the person. But in between these two danger, a drop of honey dropping and he licking that honey and forgetting the alligator above him and the tiger below him. At any moment, either the alligator comes upon us, and if you are afraid of the alligator and falls down, we are also going to be attacked by the tiger who is at the bottom of the tree. This is our situation in material existence. Sense gratification makes us to forget that before there is alligator, and under us there is a tiger. That's the danger of sense gratification. So Kapil Muni said, we should be intelligent enough to know that attachment for a man, attachment for a woman, or for children, or the house, or anything in this material world, which is centered on our body, is a dead trap, very dangerous trap, that at any moment we can be consumed by this. A man becomes attached to a woman because of her service, her beauty, and many other assets. And similarly, a woman becomes attached to a man for his giving her a nice place to live, ornament, dress, and children. So it is a question of attachment for one another. It's attachment for man or attachment for man. Not only a woman is a problem for a man. Some inexperienced people think like this. Women are our problem. Women did not ask us to come to this material world. It is not women who ask us to come here. So women are not our problem. Neither is men being our problem. We are problems for each other. Because for anyone to gratify the senses, we need each other to gratify the senses. So we are supporting each other's gratification. Means that we are all the same danger for each other. It's a danger for each other. So we should not accuse anybody for our misfortune in this material world. We are individually responsible for what is happening with us. We are responsible. So Prabhupada has given a solution here by quoting Srirupa Goswami. But if the attachment is transferred to Krishna, both of them become Krishna conscious. And then marriage is very nice. Marriage is very nice if everything is centered on Krishna. We have to understand the difference between sex life and sex life, which is devotional service, but not sex life, which is devotional service. You have to understand the difference. We'll give the difference. We have a perfect example I would refer to is Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya's parents, they were already aged. So one day the wife told the husband, Chaitanya Das, I think Lord Chaitanya wants us to have a child. The husband, Chaitanya Das, became furious. You are old. I thought you have forgotten about sex life. You're still thinking about this at this age? The woman said, no, I am not thinking about it. But the Lord dictated it to me. So she said, the Chaitanya Das said, the Lord dictated? She said, yes, the Lord dictated. I am not thinking about it. I have forgotten about it. Well, the Lord is dictating it. We should have a devotee for him. So, devotees, we have a formula in our Christian consciousness. What is that? We always consult the authority when there is always a disturbing situation, or when situation is above us, we need to consult those who knows, who can help us. So Chaitanya Das said, yes. So if you are sure of what you're talking, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is present on the planet. Let's go and meet him. She said yes. So they went. When they went to meet Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when they got there, the householders, they are not very prominent, the householders, materially speaking, but they are spiritually exalted devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But when they go to the place Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, he was having a lot of devotees with him. How will they get there to break through a simple householder to break through to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That was like an impossible task. But there is no difficulty, there is no obstacle for devotees. Devotees have no obstacle. In Krishna consciousness, there is no obstacle. Obstacles are for non-devotees, for those whose activities are not for Krishna's pleasure. The activities which are for Krishna's pleasure have no obstacle, because no one can thwart Krishna's desire, Krishna's interest. Krishna's desire must be fulfilled in all circumstances. So when the devotee couple got to the assembly, the devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the middle. And as soon as they got there, they were thinking, how are we going to penetrate this crowd to get to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Like we have said, there is no obstacle for devotees. As soon as they got there and offering obeisances at a distance because of the crowd, Before they could get up from their obeisances, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling, "Come here!" And the devotees were shocked to see the Lord is calling. They looked back to the direction Sri Chaitanya was pointing hand. And these devotees are there. Sri Chaitanya will beckon on them, "Please, to come here." And the crowd parted for them. So they easily came to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they offered obeisances again to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I want my devotee waiting to come through, both of you. Please go and bring me the devotee." So it was confirmed that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inspired his devotees to bring another devotee. So it was confirmed. No speculation, no anxiety, no frustration. There's no argument. It was easily resolved. So they returned back to their house, and behold, Srivas Acharya came. An exalted devotee of Krishna. This is devotional activity. It is not sex life. This is devotional activity. It was not motivated by their desire. It was done by the Supreme Lord himself. He inspired the woman to arrange for bringing the devotee. This is Krishna conscious devotional activity. It is not sex life. It is not activities of the body. So Srivas Acharya came through them. And right from the beginning, the mother, while breastfeeding the baby, she will be chanting the holy name in her ear, just like Prahlad Maharaja was trained in the womb of his mother by Narada Muni. The mother was training the baby right from when the child appeared. She was constantly sinking the holy name into Srivas Acharya's house. So it's not a surprise that he came out to be such a powerful devotee. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally called for him and sent him to the family whom he wanted to bless due to their devotional service. This is pure devotional service. The Prabhupada said that is when our attachment is transferred to Krishna, both of them become Krishna conscious, and then marriage is very nice. There is no difficulty. That is a successful Krishna conscious marriage. A marriage which is centered on Krishna. The activities are not dictated by the demands of our body. Anasaktasya visayan yatarham upayunjatahat nirbandha Krishna sambandhi yuktam vairagyam uchate. Man and woman should live together as householders in relationship with Krishna, only for the purpose of discharging duties in the service of Krishna. Nothing more than that. If it is devotional service, it should be activities motivated to please Krishna. Nothing. That Rupa Goswami also described anukulya. 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 Anukulya means it is meant for pleasing Krishna only, nothing else. There's nothing else. Our interest is zero. Our interest there is zero. Anasaktasya. Our personal interest is not there, is zero. Sunya. Only for the pleasure of Krishna. This is natural. Anything beyond this is contaminated by our own personal desire. Because there are so many things devotee does in the name of Krishna, but it is an imposition. We are imposing so much of our feelings for Krishna and calling it devotional service. It is not devotional service. Devotional service is completely different. An example we gave, was Srivas Acharya. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur selected his children. They were not imposed on them. Our children are imposed on us. That is why every sincere person can agree that the children we have now, really deep down at the bottom of our heart, is not what we wanted. We expect a better children than what we have. Why? It is an imposition due to our activities which are not purely Krishna conscious. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur did not complain. He has 14 children. He did not complain. We have one child, we complain like anything. And because of the difficulty, many people don't want to go beyond 1 or 2. 2, that is too much. 1 is better. Either man or woman, doesn't matter, just 1. Why there's difficulty? Because it is our own activity we are doing and labeling it Krishna consciousness. It is not Krishna consciousness. If it is Krishna consciousness, it cannot be a disturbance. It cannot be a problem. It cannot be a botheration. It will be a pleasure. We are not talking about tolerating certain things because we are full, considering sense gratification to be enjoyment. That is not the point. Srivas Acharya parent didn't complain on maintaining the child. Neither Bhaktivinoda Thakur complained of having 14 children, maintaining them. He even married two times. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He didn't complain because he selected his children. He devoted. There was no sense gratification inside. In this way, one will have a Krishna conscious life spread in all our activities. And whoever comes in contact with us will also be affected by the quality of our devotion to our children who are devotees, that they are going to spread this Krishna consciousness. And look at the quality of the children we have today. Are we sure that they are going to represent this movement? Because how many rounds should they chant? Muslim children are devout, they are Muslims. Christian children are Christians. But not all Hare Krishna children are devotees. Why? Why is that? What is the problem with us? We have so many, myself, the parents are not devoted, we became attracted to Krishna consciousness. Why the children born in Hare Krishna movement are not taken to Krishna consciousness? What is responsible for that? Because the foundation is wrong. So we have a lot of complaint for this from our children, because they are not acting the way we expected them to act. Krishna conscious children are required, and they are the future of this moment, this movement. That's required. Srila Prabhupada said 3 generations of this of a Krishna conscious devotees were lighting fire. We were lighting fire with mantras, not with matches. But let's just be practical and look at the quality of our children. We already have 3 generations. Do we have them? Or we think even a 5th generation are going to do that? When we look at the quality of the trend, how things are going. You look at the trends that we are getting more and more children who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. So we're sure that the 5th generation or the 6th or the 10th, which of the generation is going to give us this quality or devotees that we want. And it is like this because of our activities are not in line with the requirement of the process of bhakti. Therefore, we get chastisement and punishment from getting children who are not devotees of Krishna, like other group of Christians and Muslims. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, Maharaj.
Krishna Maharaj.
Sound is coming.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for such an enlightening class. And we are greatly indebted to you.
Thank you very much for everything.
So Maharaj, you said the Krishna conscious parents, children. Hare Krishna Maharaj, 1 minute. You said the Krishna conscious parents, children, if they are not into Krishna conscious, the foundation is wrong. Can you elaborate on where the parents are committing mistake?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you for your nice question. In the same 3rd canto, and the same 3rd canto, Srila Prabhupada has explained that the children who are born in Kali Yuga are not human beings. Why are they not human beings? Because there is no Garbhadan Samskar. And the compatibility are not done. Well, it is compulsory. Garbhadan Samskar is compulsory. And compatibility is also very compulsory. What is that? The taste and character of the boy and girl is compulsory. The taste and character, the principal things that are required for marriage. 2 things are required. Yes, even when a boy and a girl are compatible for marriage, beyond that, more than that is the taste. A girl of demonic quality should be married to a boy of demonic quality. A girl of divine quality should be married to a boy of divine quality. This is compatibility. And this is very, very important. They should have the same taste. If their taste is different, that marriage is not compatible. And they will have difficulty in their marriage. This should be considered. And then Garbhadan Samskara. They must have it performed properly.
Very well.
It's not expensive, but Hare Krishna devotees, we have a serious problem thinking that we are transcendental. I don't agree with that. We should work on transformation before we talk of transcendence. We shouldn't jump transformation to transcendence.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So the solution is the parents should imbibe fully, because we cannot do anything that we are in this age of Kali. So we have to live with that, and we can make the best use of the bad bargain, as Prabhupada says. So we have to practice ourselves and let our children follow us, right?
Garbhadan Samskara is compulsory for all devotees. It's compulsory. It must be done.
So what about the people who are not Sanatan Dharma? Those who are not Sanatan Dharma, those who are Muslim? and Christian, for them also, Garbhodhan Samskar is important.
It is compulsory for all human beings, but at least should begin from devotees, because it is we who have this knowledge. Other organizations, they don't have the knowledge, but we have the knowledge. Therefore, it is we are being punished more, because when we sin in knowledge, we suffer more than when we sin in ignorance.
Thank you, Maharaj. Any other questions?
Any other question from Prabhus and Matajis? अब हिंदी में भी पूछ सकते हो, हम ट्रांसलेशन करके देंगे.
You can unmute yourself.
केदार अमृत प्रभु, कुछ प्रश्न है? Any question? From Abu Dhabi, Prabhu has come.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. No, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Ajit Prabhu.
Madhurya Mataji is from Mauritius. Shamanta Prabhu and
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Balabhadra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Yes.
As you said, yeah, Hare Krishna. As you said, this family life is like a trap of Maya. So how we can come out from this? How
to come out of the trap of Maya?
Brahmacharya. That's the first principle. That is Brahmacharya. That is the first one. The second one is, so now that we are in it, so we cannot say, oh, Mataji, did you hear the lecture? Did you hear what he said? You are trapped for me. Yes. You are also a trap for her. So we are trapped for each other. So what to do? What to do is, now we should have this knowledge. We have this knowledge. Now we have to apply it. So we understand that one should not be materially attached. Our attachment should be transferred to Krishna. That is why we should have deity in the house. The deity is compulsory in the house for many reasons. One reason, we have, as a devotee, we have to offer our food to the deity before taking the prasadam. The second is that our attention has to go to Krishna. We have to practice bathing Krishna, have to feed Krishna, have to dress Krishna, have to purchase for Krishna, have to hear about Krishna, have to sing about Krishna's glory. By doing this thing, we are transferring our attachment we have in the house and this body to Krishna. This is the solution, the loophole. This is the gateway out. So we have deity in the house to transfer our attachment to. That's why Prabhupada brought this here. Anasakta Sabisayan Yarataham Upayunjataha Niribanda Krishna Sambandhi Yukta Varyagemuchate. Does it make sense?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. Any other questions? The devotees? Samantha? Bir Samantha?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
My question is, what is the proper way to deal with non-devotee parents?
Best way to deal with non-devotee parents you should respect them because they brought us here. You should respect them. But if they don't want you to practice, better to find your way out of that cycle if you're not going to transform them, like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj has the power to conquer the father, inviting on the Singhadev to come. So since we don't have that potency like Prahlad Maharaj, better to move to where we can meet with devotees. Go to the temple. Become full-time devotee. So in this way, we can have a favorable environment and situation to practice. It is very, very, it is, what they say, it is bad to stay with a person who hates what you are doing. Very, very dangerous to be in a situation like that. Krishna consciousness is best practice in association of those who are doing the same thing with you. The teaching of the same Kapil Muni, 25, the same chapter, Canto, chapter 3, of the 25, text 25. Krishna consciousness is sweet in association of devotees, not in association of non-devotees. It's difficult because they're opposite in everything. They're opposite. It's better to move to the devotee side.
Thank you, Maharaj. Madhuri Leela Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, my question is that what is the necessity for youth so that they can have better future?
Necessity for youth. They are the future for the movement. The future of this movement is in the hands of the youth. Because if we don't have them, we don't have future. So it is very, very, very important for us to invest the best part of our energy in training the youth to become a bona fide representative. The movement is going to succeed depending on the quality of the youth we have now, our children. So they are our best asset. And it is very, very important for us to invest everything in our children so they can represent us and keep this movement on as potent as possible.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you for asking the question. You are our future. So we are ready to make any sacrifice to make you a pure devotee.
Thank you so much.
So,
Hare Krishna Maharaj, there is one question on chat. It's asking that Maharaj, you said children of devotees are not becoming devotee. But what about those kids who want to be devotees but have no devotee background?
We should accept them. That is why all of us came. We should accept them. That is why we are preaching. So the Prabhupada said that in the future, many people are going to come here and we should have the facility to accept them. So we should accept the children and train them in Krishna consciousness. We have say, a situation like that. A friend was telling me about this, that there are children who are very, very interested in Krishna consciousness and they are having difficulties. So we became very concerned to arrange how they can have an association with devotees so that they can become a serious devotees. It's our responsibility to take care of them.
Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj, it is better that many of the people are becoming brahmacharis better, so that's safer. The moment you get married, there is sex attraction, and then if somebody is remaining a Naishtika brahmachari, it is safer. What do you advise?
Anything can be in use in Krishna consciousness, provided we follow the formula nicely. Because as we are seeing things, brahmachari life is not the only way, because many people are going to get married. Many people are going to get married. Even those who have taken to Krishna, after some time, you see they still go back outside and get married. So we should consider the nature which is prominent in Kali Yuga. is not a goodness. So we should have facility for all. So those who are going to be brahmachari, they should be, and those who are going to be household, they should be, but the formula has to be followed. Our interest will be proper. If our interest is proper, then things will move nicely.
Maharaj, there are the three gates: lust, anger, and greed. These are the three wisdom narakayas here. So out of that, the lust is the dangerous gate, lust. So can you just tell how we can get out of the lusty desires and how the old lust can be removed and how we all can become, if there's no lust, no anger, no greed. So the first point, how can you just tell us what should be done to
be free from
lust into lust?
To be free from lust. First of all, you should understand what is lust. Lust is the opposite of pure love for God. That is the opposite. Pure love for God, which is the original nature of the living entities, when it is transformed, it is lust. So if we want to be free from lust, then we have to transform the lust into love. And the best way to do that, to start doing, is we should practice selflessness.
Selfless.
So far, I've seen a lot of self.
Maharaj, we lost you in between. Can you please repeat, Maharaj?
Prominent.
The voice is breaking.
Maharaj, we lost you.
Is breaking.
Can you please repeat, Maharaj?
Very important point we missed. We told lust means selflessness. To remove lust is selflessness.
Yes, I would.
After that, you told
yes,
something.
We need to.
Breaking, Maharaj. It's not coming flow. Maharaj, the sound is not coming.
Maybe 10 past 10 in Mayapur, network is...
Yeah, it's a network problem. I'm sorry. It's a network problem.
No problem, Maharaj. No problem.
Is it better now?
No, today I requested Maharaj till 10:30. He agreed. I requested Maharaj till 10:30.
So, yeah. We have to practice selflessness. We should practice caring for each other from the heart. We should know that the person next to me is my neighbor and I should treat the person nicely. It does not matter who the person is. It doesn't matter. As we are trying to be devotees, if we don't practice how to change, how to start treating people nicely, how to consider that all living entities are Krishna's part and parcels, our Krishna consciousness will not be meaningful. Is it clear?
Yeah. So we have to always try to keep everybody as amsha of Krishna and then treat them nicely.
We should treat everyone nicely. It doesn't matter who the person is.
How to stop envying others? How to stop envy others? The envy is the biggest matsarya.
To be free from envy, we must hear the activities of Lord Ramachandra about Krishna. Hear the activities, the passions of Lord Ramachandra attentively, prayerfully. We should hear, we should absorb ourselves in
so hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is the only way to get out of the envy.
Yes, we should hear about Ramachandra. How did he treat his brother? What is his consideration? How did he treat people? How did he treat people? With envy? No. With jealousy? No. With anger? No. He treated everybody very nicely from there. We cannot be free from lust. We cannot be free from envy if we are not working on ourselves as we are practicing our sadhana every day. We should be also working on ourselves. So every day we should check, how am I relating with others? My Christian consciousness, am I supporting others in their Christian consciousness? For example, we should keep a note to check today. Whom have I encouraged in his or her Christian consciousness? Have I encouraged any person at all in his or her Christian consciousness today? We should keep a record. Have I encouraged anyone today in his or her Christian consciousness? Either by calling the person on the phone or visiting the person or do something or read something for the person? Have I encouraged any person in his or her Christian consciousness today? The day shall not pass without this experiment.
At least one person. At least one person.
At least one person. Somebody. Even half a person. Every day we are trying to be a devotee, but we are holding on to all the contaminations without thinking, without knowing that we have to release this thing release ourselves from these contaminations, release ourselves completely from these contaminations. It is
how to release, Maharaj? How to release?
Think, what good have I done today to somebody? Have I made anyone happy, smile today? Mechanical devotionals, mechanical activities are not Krishna consciousness.
Maharaj, can you just tell what is Adi Rasa? Because here everything is perverted reflection in the material world. We know about the lust and the karma and everything. But that what in the spiritual world, where Krishna and the gopis, what is the Adi Rasa? It has been written, but can you just elaborate on that?
In the spiritual world, and people look at each other with love.
But
So
here
the
also they say, I love you. Here also they say, I love you.
That is not love. That is not love. That is just lip service. It is not love. We don't love anyone. We lost. It is lost, not love. In the spiritual world, people look at each other with love. They look at each other happily, with satisfaction, with joy. When I see you, I feel very happy. That yes, I have a reason to exist because I have you. In the material world, if I don't have any material thing to get from you, you don't exist for me. That is lost. So even people, I can open my teeth for you. I will open my teeth for you because I'm expecting some gratification from you. And the moment I don't get it, I'll close my teeth. So it is not love, it is material.
Is it a mother's love for a child a real love? The mother's love for a child, is it comparable to the love in the spiritual world?
A mother's love for the child is the child should. I'm making the sacrifice now, so that tomorrow the child also will come to take care of me.
Very good.
Expected.
Very good. Very
The
good.
child is going to take care of me. And because it is material, the children are not taking care of the parent. They are in different places where the parents are giving up the body. They are not together with the parent. They will come only when the parents have gone to come and share the property.
They're putting old age home. They're putting parents in old age.
Yes, it's a botheration. They are disturbing my gratification. Go and stay at the old age home. So old age home is increasing all over the world. Because we don't have any conscience. We don't have conscience now. We don't have human qualities to appreciate the sacrifice the parents have done for us. In a circle of love, there is nothing to be expected. The only thing which goes between lovers is to give, not to take. But our society today is a society of take, not giving. If I don't have anything to take from you, even among devotees, this is happening. If I don't have anything to get from you, I don't look at your face. I can't even greet you. I was telling some devotees, how much does it cost you to put a smile on someone's face? How much? How much does it cost to put a smile on someone's face?
Only some time.
We're not ready to make that sacrifice. That is selfishness. We don't value the person. So we cannot go to God. Even if his chance is a foreign, you cannot go to God.
There's a question from Preetimai Mataji. You can ask question, Mataji.
Thank you, prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev Nam. Today we were discussing about the Antaranga, Bahiranga and Tatastha Shakti. So then I was explaining to some girls that, okay, we living entities, we are the marginal potency because we are at the boundary, as in of material world and spiritual world, and where we connect, that is where we tune into. So one girl asked a question that once we go back home to Krishna, are we still the Tatastha Shakti? Because that means that, we are on the boundary. So what is the correct understanding for this particular concept?
When we are back home, back to Godhead, we are no more marginal. Because now we are in the spiritual world. There's no marginalization now. We are in our real home. So we are no more in between material and spiritual. We are in the spiritual side. Completely. We are there in the eternal place. That dam, essentially is parama. So we're not Tatastha anymore. Our Tatastha nature is finished.
The better world.
Yes, and we will not see any difference again. We don't see any difference that this world have been a material world before. This one had not been a material world. No, that is gone. It's zero. So we are free completely.
Just a confirmation question. So which energy are we under then once we are with Krishna?
We are spiritual energy. We have always been spiritual energy.
Okay.
Yes, the soul is only the spiritual energy, but in between matter and the spiritual, because of our condition. So when we get back there, now we are back home to our original state. So we regain our spiritual nature. No more the marginal situation.
All right. Thank you so much, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.
Can you help us, all of us, to go back home, back to Godhead? What is the best solution? We don't want to suffer in this world anymore.
If we don't want to suffer in this matter, want to go back to Godhead, we should give up selfishness. Because that does not exist in the spiritual world. The Brahma said in the spiritual world, what did he say? Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevya Manam. This is what the Brahma said. Sevya Manam. Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevya Manam. Sevya Ma. Sevya Manam. It is affection. The affectionate dealing, that is what permeated the spiritual world. Go look up and down. All the dealings are very sweet because every living entity will possess the 6 opposites of Krishna in full, and all of them are desirable. Like Krishna. And our senses are also interchangeable like Krishna.
Maharaj, the selfish word has come from the fish. The fishes are like that. It's selfish.
So we should not sell fish again. Now we should sell Krishna. So we sell Krishna, we distribute Krishna. That's a Nara Das. Narayan, the distributor of Lord Narayan.
Narayan.
Yes.
You don't know that we had only give. So Srila Prabhupada came to only give everything.
Prabhupada he gave us the culture of giving. He didn't give us the culture of taking. That's what Prabhupada gave to us. He gave us the culture of giving. Giving. When we look at people now, we think about giving Krishna consciousness to people. We don't think of, oh, this person is good for me, or I can get it from that person. That is zero. Prabhupada removed it imperceptibly. He removed it from us. Therefore, we shouldn't bring it back again. Let us maintain what he has given to us.
Maharaj, there's a question from Jayananda Prabhu. Jayananda Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances as a just of your just feet, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you.
Guru Maharaj, it is mentioned that when one door is closed, then Krishna make perfect arrangement for many doors to be open. So we only have to look for that, for those doors which are open. But in the practical, from the practical aspect, we see that when devotees are going through a lot of problems, they're in a very difficult situation, they are like absorbed in the problem. Then for them to look for the other avenues for the solution, they're all like blinded. So for them, how to get access to those doors which are already open? What should they do?
If one is, that is the importance of having association, of having our brothers and sisters around us. Because, and that is the importance of also a community. Because in the community, when something happens, we are there to take care, to support the person in the difficulties that the person has. That's the importance of community. In the demonic society, Asuriki, Varnashram, you are on your own, I'm on my own. We are all individuals. Whatever is my problem is my problem. You don't have anything to do with it. Selfishness is on the rise. That's the kind. So, in a community, I will see whatever happens here. We'll come together and help each other. So it is true that when we have challenges in our life, that is the best time to check where we are in our Krishna consciousness. Where are we going to run to? Whom are we going to run to when we have difficulties? That is the test. For a Krishna consciousness, a person who is divinely engaged in Krishna consciousness will run more to Krishna. So we see Lord Kunti is praying, Lord Krishna, I need more calamities. Why? Why is he asking for it? See, asking because when I have more difficulties, I will constantly remember you, and you are present with me. That means that I am not in the material world. I'm in the spiritual world because you are present with me. That is the situation that Kunti Devi has. Our situation is that when we have difficulty, we don't remember Krishna. So we don't see that it is arrangement of Krishna, where is my Krishna? We don't look for him. That is the difference. So when we have a difficulties, we should tell our neighbors, we should tell the brothers and sisters, this is my situation. They will be able to give us advice. They will give us the solution that we need, that we require to make advancement. Because you see, when we share our load, it becomes very light. If you carry it alone, it will be too heavy. So we share the load, so it becomes very light. That is by getting advice from our brothers and sisters that Krishna have arranged to be with us. The environment which we are in, it is not an accident. It's been arranged for our success in Krishna consciousness. So it is our duty to take advantage of that and perfect our life.
When we have difficulties, when you tell the problem, they're happy. Oh, you are having problem. They will just inside they're laughing. Ah, he's having problem. Good. Outside
They are not
say,
devotees.
oh no.
They are not devotees. So we should not go to them. We should go to devotees. That is demonic nature. Demons feel very happy when someone is in difficulty. They're not devotees. Devotees, they feel they are ready to help us to get out of the situation. These are devotees. These are difference. So we should not go to those who are not devotees.
All right, one last question from Sheila Mitra Mataji. Yes. Sheila Mitra Mataji, you can ask your question. Jayananda Prabhu, is okay over your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Sheila
Krishna
Mataji.
Prabhuji, Dandavat. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, you can go ahead with the question.
See that I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji, you are audible.
Yeah. What I'm saying, because I always believe that I believe myself that I am with Krishna consciousness, but still I am not able to disconnect myself from the material
Voice
world.
is breaking, Mataji.
So how do I believe that? Am I audible?
Yeah, sometimes it's not audible, not fully.
Mataji's question is that she is in Krishna consciousness, but she is also connected to this material world. She is unable to disconnect herself. So how can she say that she is in Krishna consciousness? Is that question right, Mataji?
Yes, true.
Yeah. Maharaj.
You need
yes, Prabhuji.
You need good association. Without a good association, we will not be able to disentangle ourselves, disconnect ourselves from the material. You need good association with devotees who can help you to understand how material world is empty and cannot give us what we are expecting. It's only in the devotee association you get this strength, you get this knowledge. We need a good association of devotees.
Very good.
Super. Any question from Vishnuvardhan Prabhu or V.S. Narayanan Prabhu?
Thank you very much, Maharaj,
Yeah,
for a beautiful class.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Can I ask one question?
Yeah, please.
One thing is regarding Brahmacharya and Grihastha, there is a clear definition. Marriage is there, but after that, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa, there is no definition, no line drawn. It has to be a voluntary line drawn by us. Is it not? I think that is probably lacking. That is how we have to detach and get out of this attachment by drawing that line somewhere. Whether my understanding is correct?
Can you repeat?
Maharaj is asking, like Brahmachari and Grihastha, we have line is there. That is not married and married. But Vanaprastha and Sannyasa, there's no clear-cut differences. So there's no control on the Vanaprastha side. They're still with the wife. So he's telling how can make clear-cut after Vanaprastha means what is to be done so that
it has to be a voluntary line we have to draw at some point of time, is it not?
Yes, the scripture, in the scripture, 3/4 of our life is Vanaprastha. We're ending. And Vanaprastha has two sections, the beginning and the mature stage. The beginning, one is still within the family, but the mature stage, one give up completely and then enter into the last stage, which is sannyas, 75. But there's no guarantee in Kali Yuga that will reach 100 years. So we don't have to wait till 75 years to take sannyas. But they are all described in the Bhagavatam. All the duties of the 4 ashrams, they are here in the Bhagavatam.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
All right.
At 50, the Vanaprastha starts.
Yes. All right. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj. So wonderful class you did, Maharaj. We are still not
After long
satisfied.
Today we got a very good class today.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Is the
Maharaj,
association that
we want you
I am
at least
lucky enough
sometime,
to have
once.
you.
Hare Krishna.
So we will
Thank you very
invite you,
much.
Maharaj. You are such a busy Maharaj, but please keep us in mind. We are all like beggars, waiting to hear from you. So at least once in 2-3 months, we want to call you Maharaj, please.
No problem.
Please.
No
Hare
problem.
Krishna.
Haribol,
Thank you.
No
Hare
problem.
Krishna,
We are
Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Three times Mahamtra for Maharaj. Good class. 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Bhakti, Dhira, Damodara, Swami Maharaja ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai.
Prabhu, today 44 came. I saw the number maximum was 44. I